What is up, guys? The Hill Twins are here, back at it again with another
video.
And this time we have Vegeks, Eric Hill's Vegeks deck profile.
Yes. Vegeks 14.0.
14.337B.
Real quick, guys. A terror from the past. If you guys don't know what he does, I'll just jump into him for our newer subscribers. Basically, he has a permanent. You can only play black battle cards. Then he has an activate main. Once per turn, mill burst 5.
Burst 3.
Burst 3, sorry. You got it right at burst 3. I said burst 5. Burst 3, you mill the top 3 cards of your deck.
Burst 5, here's 3 nuts.
Yeah, you mill the top 3 cards of your deck, and you draw a card. And then he awakens when you have 20 cards in the drop area or your life is at 4 or less life.
He untaps 1, draws 1, flips over.
Yep, dangerous to this big boy. Permanent.
Same
only
thing.
Play black cards, and he's another permanent, sparking 20. If you would mill out, you shuffle the cards in your drop as long as you have 20 or more cards. And then on his awakened side, he also has an activate main. You draw a card, mill 3, and choose up to one of your black unisons and give them double strike.
Right.
So without further ado, I'll just jump into the list.
Choose the unit twin first, though. Go ahead, we good.
You said you show the unison first?
Then I said choose the unison first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, indeed.
For the technical monsters out there.
So we play 1, 2, 3, 4. We play 4 Goku's True Fighting Spirit. This is possibly one of the best black cards in the game for Saiyan leaders. He can attack and take a life, and he has a auto when your opponent activates a counter. Once per turn, they have to warp a card from their hand when doing so. So this card is just absolutely nuts. It's a metagame for like a lot of decks, just even having him established.
Yeah.
Especially against like decks like yellow and blue that just counter heavy, and they have to pay. So this is one of the cards they really got to get off the board. We have our 3 Vegeta, True Fighting Spirits. So blue is weird in the meta, but this card is just really good against blue. It basically punishes your opponent once per turn for untapping their energy with a non-awaken skill. So leader effect, anything that you can't awaken with, you just kind of go neg.
Right.
And he has the same effect. He attacks, can take a life to get 10k.
Right.
And they're also Goku and Vegeta, which helps us fuse in this deck, which you'll see later down the line. Next, we have our 3 Kotsukais.
These self-explanatory guys.
Yep, this is Vegeks. This deck is basically trying to go straight to the face, so we're trying to do as much damage as possible without disruption. So if you want to disrupt us, you're going to have to pay. Next, we have our mill package. We play our 4 Supreme Kai of Time, Space Time,
sorry, guys.
whatever the fucking name is. Excuse my language. When she's milled from the top of your deck into your drop, she gets played. And when you have 5 or less cards in your hand and you combo with her, she gets an additional 5k. So she becomes a 10k combo power. So she's just really nuts for the deck. This is such a beautiful card.
She helps you on all-ins. She helps you when your opponent all-ins. And almost feels like you're playing against like 8 super combos. So it's really rough to deal with, especially thinking when you think that you have them beat. She's also a great target to put back off of the power burst. So yeah.
Correct. Next we have for our mill, we have our 4 Time Agent Trunks. He's the same effect. Basically, when you mill him from the top of your deck, he can be played if he's not in play. And on top of that, when he's put in play, you can choose up to one of your lives and add it to your hand. And he's also a blocker, so he's really good in the deck, just being able to have a free blocker if you're able to mill on your opponent's turn, or just having the ability to take a life.
Right.
And the next card we play is our 4 Vegetas. I really love this guy. He's just always been great. 19k attack for free when you mill them off the top of your deck. He has an activate battle that allows you to tap 2 energy to send a 3-drop or less to the warp, which is really good because he doesn't send it to the drop. So it's good for a lot of different areas. Somebody's attacking for game and you have 2 energy and it's a 3-drop or less without barrier, they pretty much get smoked.
Yep, and a lot of people don't really remember that it has that effect. 1 second. Amir, go downstairs. Hello? Coming down.
A lot of people don't. Don't remember that or realize it, and they can definitely get punished for it.
Yep.
Next, we have our super combos. We play 4 Vegetas. This is your self-explanatory super combo for the deck. Draw 2 when you have all black energy, etc., etc. And it's also good for fusion with fodder in this deck as well. Next, we have our double strikes. We have our 3 Kais. We like Kai over Champa because we want to be able to control the amount of damage we do. Sometimes you just need to combo on certain cards so that you can double strike the next attack. And having this combo power is just amazing as well.
Just for, when you actually think about using this card versus using Champa, they're both very good cards, but this card is more pro because of the fact that you have the option. Now, obviously, I know a lot of players choose to use the other card, Champa, Furthering Destruction Champa, so that they don't have to make that mistake. But guys, at some point, you're going to have to get over that and start running cards that give you the absolute maximum efficacy. And this allows you to choose. And choice is always important in the Dragon Ball Super card game.
Right. Next, guys, we play our 3 Demigoras.
We need a 4th one.
So Demigora is just such a powerful deck. In this deck in particular, powerful card. Sorry, in this deck, and in this deck in particular, because of the errata, you mill 3. So turn 1, you'll be able to mill your 3. If you hit 1 or 2, then you'll only have 1 for for your turn 2. But next turn you can mill again, and you'll mill 3. But ideally, you get him off immediately all of the time on turn 2. And he is your turn 2 play outside of the unison that we play.
Right.
And
he's also your situation. And he's also your biggest energy play.
Yes, he's
him, and
that's the most energy you'll be playing in a card per card. Next, we have our big boys. 4 Thorntings. Thornting is just amazing. 1 drop, Overwhelm, and Union Fusion. So we have our fathers here for Union Fusion. And basically, Thornting just tells us on, turn 2, we're just doing things. So he can come out as early as turn 2, and he's just really powerful. And because how decks are going today, he's easily removed. There's a lot of removal. So we play 4 because he's just our cheapest, strongest battle card. Next, for our Overrealms, we play our 4 Son Goku.
That glare is strong.
Yeah, that's the big boy.
He's over here shining, y'all. Y'all see that glare right there?
Yeah.
You just gotta respect this card, man.
So
when this card first got released, I hated it, but now I don't.
So basically, I wanted to show you guys this first. Sorry. So last 2 Overwhelms we play is our Big Fist, and obviously him. And so the cool part about this card is on our early turns, from turns 1 and 2, like we're gonna be milling cards, and when we mill the cards, we'll be milling out this, this, and this. And by turn 2, we can summon this. Overwhelm and pick up any one of these.
Especially that, which is really awesome.
Correct. And so now, once you're able to pick up these cards, you can now make use of them in later turns.
You basically never lose your attackers.
Exactly. And like he's a very important card going into the later games. So you're able to pick, like, you can Overwhelm, have these in the drop, and pick this up. So this was free. Now you summon this for 1
energy.
1 energy. You have 2 battle cards that they just got to deal with, and it's just super aggressive. And then our last battle card we have in the deck is our Pan Secret Rare, because we're able to put on so many free battle cards. She's the secret rare of choice. We're trying to just go as hard as possible. We just want to win. We want to do as much damage. We want to take our lives attacking with the 1 drops and just going nuts.
What's more is that when you look at the deck and then you look at the secret rare, this is so polarizing because you have all this aggression, all this big battle cards, free cheap availability for you to take your opponent's life. And then you have a battle card that's polarizing because this one literally says that all of my aggression is here and then the pinnacle of my defense is here. So that means that if my opponent doesn't have a counter, I can go as hard as I want and then shut them out of their crackback turn and then do that all again next turn. So this makes for the perfect SCR in this deck. And also it's also very aggressive because you're so energy efficient. She can come out for 0 energy, swing, possibly place a double strike on her, then pay 1 energy to take your opponent's battle card, now use that against them. So she has multiple functions in one card, as well as being the pivot of the deck's entire defense.
Next, moving forward, we have our Unison of Choice. As you guys see, we don't play the SS Go Tanks. I don't really like that card. You know, it comes out, it forces you to pitch a card. That's not what we want to do. We want to draw as much cards as possible, and we want to be at the point of basically decking out because we're overarming as much as possible. This is just a gung-ho, guns a-blazing, you know, deck. And that's our objective. So this is our 2-drop. Now turn 2, you can summon him or him. It just depends.
So if you
once your leader's awakened, he gets 15K.
It's a 15K double strike. Leader Unison,
drawing the cards,
but
so you drew 2
precisely. So the biggest thing with Vegeks is that Vegeks didn't really have any forward motion in the form of card draws. Right, he has a lot of aggression, but not a lot of available speed to allow his hand to sit comfortable outside of its super combos, etc. So now, if you have something, these are your turn 2 plays. They're your most energy plays, your highest energy yield plays. And if you don't have this, or if you don't mill properly, like you mill better on this and you don't have that, you can drop this turn 2 and you can protect it by milling something like this, etc., having access to power burst or what have you. And then at that point, this card just becomes an issue because it keeps your hand size +2 per turn. And Vegeks is already like, whoa, what are we doing?
Exactly. Next, for our last cards in the deck, we have our extra cards. We play 4 Margin Blue Extinction. Again, we don't tap energy. Like turn 3, we're not really tapping energy, depending on the situation, because our opponent's already fighting for their lives. So turn 3 paired up with like this, you may have this on the field already, or you may have this, or what have you, going
double strikes.
Turn 3, turn 4.
I mean, everything is
it's just super powerful.
Yep.
So yeah, and this also guarantees us to always have these on the field, because like on turn 1, maybe we don't use an energy for anything. They attack us, we block with that, and we mill because we just want more mill.
And even if you don't, you do definitely just save, you know, resource management is extremely important as well.
Exactly.
And you just, you know, not only is it like difficult to defend against this deck because it's able to do this so fast and cheap, but it's also very difficult to lead through against this deck because you have access to cards like this, because of the super combos.
Exactly.
So, you know, you can really...
Last but not least, we have our 4 Power Burst. This is our free negates in the deck. Really powerful. This is another free card because we don't usually tap energy for it. We'll like maybe during the battle do this on our opponent's turn, mill the 4, and that's our fodder already for this. And now we have access to these.
But just being able to pull back those cards and then now go on and crack back makes your opponent's turn very, very, you know, just detrimental to them, because, you know, just being able to pull those guys back and now have them offensively is just whoa.
Exactly. So this is the deck, guys. I believe it's 53 or 54 cards. I think it's 53 or 54. I don't know, but it should be under 54. It should be 54 or under. On the things that I did during test playing was I realized I wanted to add another one of these. So I'll probably be adjusting one card to add another 54. One of these. Yeah, to add another one of these. But ultimately it works amazing. It's really good. And this is our set 15 Vegeks deck profile. Man.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, this is what you've seen on the stream, and this is what has you know, been destroying my Sun Shimron list. And yeah, as always, guys, if you enjoy it, comment below. And as always,
stay super.